Coach Leach has our notes for this one because we're diving deep. Case study of Mind Sculpt Games in terms of competition map. I'm going to make an argument from the very beginning that you need as a benchmark at least 20,000 people around you that you are the closest store to for your specialty retail store. Now, if you are a Pokemon store, you need to include Walmart in your competition map, and you need to think, do I have enough of a competitive advantage here to draw 60 to 70% of the customers if we're both in the nexus? And if you don't do it. Competition map is very important. The survival of your business depends from the get-go on how well you evaluate competition maps. And don't get stubborn about it. We don't just feel, oh, I love my town, or, oh, I really love this hobby. We don't do that with our financial future. We think about the numbers. We run the plays. We go through our reads, and we make sure that the white area on our map is big enough for us. So Darcy argues that you need at least 20,000 people as a benchmark that are closest to your store over anything else. And if you only want to include hobby stores because you think you've got the specialty knowledge, because your buy-sell trade formula is going to beat the big box stores, fine. But map GameStop, map the Barnes & Noble that's going to occasionally discount board games. Make sure you know that you have competition out there that isn't just you and isn't in somebody's pocket on a cell phone, but real physical locations. You need to do it to win the game, and the game might be lost from the beginning if you don't. And this, with Mind Sculpt Games, not only do we competition map for our original location, but we competition map to think about what lines we should bring in, how to expand our lines. I'll be honest, bin shopping stores started opening up where, like Amazon totes of, pallets of stuff, junk, extras, reject board games or puzzles that lost their pieces. They go and they get sold cheap. And we actually moved a little bit out of, cheaper toys, impulse buys, because that started eating some of that. Competition map can be pretty interesting. Who knew that bin shopping was going to compete with Mind Sculpt Games? But it does in ways, and we need to adjust appropriately. So competition mapping is not a one and done, folks. We want to go the whole season. Maybe you want to go your whole career where you build strength. You competition map regularly to figure out what works and what doesn't. So Mind Sculpt Games is at 4908 10th Street in Great Bend. We are on the busiest street through our town, and traffic is increasing in a positive amount in that area because it is a commercial thoroughfare. Not all of that traffic is residential traffic. There's a lot of, highway transport, which would include semi-trucks there. But we have a lot of potential customers. And our Walmart, if you track the next closest Walmart, we've got a pretty big distance of people, rural Kansas, where people are driving to Great Bend to pick up prescriptions at Dillon's or to get their milk. Maybe they can get milk in their hometown, but, they want some DiGiorno's or whatever it is. Walmart's a draw. We're on the same street as Walmart. They got to go past Starbucks. We lose some of them. We don't get all that traffic there. But our competition map is in part defined by how much traffic will come through our highway. So we look at those demographics. We want to look at how many people we have, age 18 to 35, how many families there are when we're targeting, parents buying gifts for kids or kids being able to shop for Lego minifigures in our custom minifigure bin. All these are important. So I really can't walk you through city traffic counts, and I can't walk you through city mapping. Pay somebody that knows more than me to do that, or do a lot of math. The more research you do, the more successful your team will be, says Coach Leach. Okay, really, business is about research, not feelings. Don't pick on feelings. So in rural Kansas, a 30-minute drive will typically cover 25 to 30 miles, depending on highways. And really, people don't want to go shopping for fun. And hobby stores like us, we're entertainment stores, they don't want to go shopping for fun more than 30 minutes, because then the drive is enough of a drain on the gravity of your fun that it's really it's not magnetic, right? They won't go past 30 miles very often. Maybe for some pro tour event, but even RCQs for Magic, they're really common. And how many times somebody will drive to that. I do want to give a case study here. I grew up in Salina, and I played Magic the Gathering there, from middle school through high school, and I went to school at Bethany College in Lindsborg, and I still played and knew the same people. And my friends from Salina, hour and 20 minutes away, would drive to us in the first year or two, and then the novelty kind of wears off. There is some things that will bring your gravity stronger. Hey, my friend started a game store, or I know these people, or I've been Facebook friends with her for a while. I want to check out her store and support her. That'll work when you're new. But then the drag of the miles will make it less interesting, especially if they've already been there once. So gravity can decrease when you are repeating as a customer. I played competitive tournaments with a whole group of players in Hutchinson, Kansas. And you know what? They came to our first pre-release and we were packed to the gills, right? And that's true for, 4, 5, 6 pre-releases. We do really well. We get people from Hutchinson. We get people from Salina because people want a new experience. And that's hard to sustain. I don't really feel that I have that pull on those areas if I have competition in those areas that also offer similar events. So it's not just once that we competition map, and it's not just like, we can't call them our customer forever because some of the novelty will wear off. They've seen our store, they figured out our methods, they think I have something like this and I've already given Darcy my 2 cents or, my support. So when you can pull farther, don't count on it forever. I'm not going to build a business that lasts for 10, 15, 20 years by relying on my friends I met in high school. Just not going to do it. And especially if I move towns, like you've got to be able to win the marketing battle in your town. So we look 25 to 35 miles away from us. That's outside the distance, Minneapolis, Daniel's hometown. Outside the distance, Salina, my hometown. Outside the distance. So we've really got to be able to focus here with our marketing, with our draw, and with our logistic numbers that we make sure we can have. So our trade area does include Barton County, most of Pawnee and Stafford. We've got eastern portions of Rush County and western portions of Rice County. So Great Bend is our town. That's 0 miles away. Hoisington's 11 miles away and Ellenwood's 15 miles away. So that adds like 5,000 people between those 2 towns. And basically, when I think about my life, my hometown, my community, Hoisington and Ellenwood are right there in it. Like we are a community and we've definitely got customers on a weekly basis that'll make those drives. Claflin is 19 miles away. That'll feel like, 20, 30 minutes. We've got some regular customers from Claflin. It's a smaller town, so the impact's not as big. We've got Stafford. Larned we get a lot of customers for. We're actually on the Larned side of the highway, so for them to get to Walmart, they have to go through us. That's not true of Ellenwood. Ellenwood can get to Walmart and leave, but Larned people pass by us all the time. We've got a lot of customers that work out at the state hospital. That means word of mouth will get around from there. So Larned, we're physically well positioned for them, and we've had loyal customers that like us that work at the state hospital for quite a while, and they pay well there, so there's some expendable income. Those are important things, thinking about key employers in the area, what kind of people work there, what kind of expendable income they have, that kind of thing helps. So we've also got like Pawnee Rock, St. John, Bushton, and Holyrood, but they're pretty small. We're not a metro, right? So these things, we've got to know it, we've got to recognize it, and when we think about this, not only do we think about the people that live there, but what type of personalities they have, what type of hobbies they might have. Will these people enjoy painting Dungeons and Dragons miniatures in their basement? Will they spend 10 hours painting one Space Marine guy because that is the most fun they can have on a Tuesday night in Bushton? They will. I know a few. So when we look at our total population, if we give the whole Barton County, and these are 2025 estimates, they might be off, they might be changed, like nobody counts population every day, but we've got like 24,000 in Barton County, that we pull an extra 5,000, maybe 6,000 within Pawnee. Stafford County is going to add about 3,000 for us. Rice County is going to add about 3,000. Rush is less than 1,000. So we've got an estimated population on pull of 37,000. And that's a 35-mile straight line radius in estimates from 2020. Grok did this for me. AI is a great tool. If you want to start a business, do your research. Double check Grok. Grok still thinks that Great Bend has a card shop that hasn't existed for over a decade in it, so its numbers are off. Take some human knowledge on top of it. But these numbers can really help us. And the numbers, I don't just get these from like, hello, Yellow Book. Can you tell me how many people are in your Nexus? It doesn't happen that way. Okay. So our primary trade area has about 35 to 40,000 people in it. We are the closest option for most of those. We do have a competitor in our town. Now, again, I have to be kind of tactful, right? But the distribution abilities that we have and the amount of distribution accounts we have, I'm not sure they get new product on the levels that we do. So it's a different level of competition. I haven't acted aggressively towards them. I think these videos might be the first time I've ever mentioned them publicly. And I support them building the hobby. Like, I'm not out to get them. But another store thinking they could come in on this map, it's going to be really hard to earn a living. It might be fun to have a hobby, but earning a living where there's already like a long established store, we're going into year 9, we're in year 8, we've got 5,000 square foot, we've operated somewhat successfully in customer appreciation through those years. Like, it'd be really hard to unseat us, and you might not succeed if you build in our town. So I highly encourage you find white map space where there are not 8 stores, where you can find at least, what was our benchmark? 20,000 customers, potential customers, people that you are the closest store to. So don't set up on 10th Street. I'll have to crush you. That's just like, pick somewhere else, because we are, if we can convert, 50 to 60% of those customers, because we have a wide base with our product selection. We've added video games, we've got puzzles. There are a lot of, like, I don't play Warhammer, but I'll put a Christmas puzzle together with my family, like women, aunts and uncles, grandmas, grandpas, that'll come buy puzzles and annually shop with us and visit us 4 or 5 times a year, that we wouldn't get if we didn't have those puzzles. So we can increase our customer gravity by having the right selection. Where else can you find 400 puzzles on the shelf? Now, there is a difference in our puzzle quality. We get Ravensburger and Eurographics, and we've got, 5,000 pieces, 9,000 pieces, a variety. There's a difference between us and Walmart. Walmart will be cheaper on occasion, and we will have maybe better quality and maybe better selection and a more knowledgeable staff. That's what we market on when we compete with Walmart, who's, Walmart's going to way more money than me. They could probably smush me if they really wanted to, but that's not their goal, because they have more efficient ROI methods and strategies. So